I like that robot voice from the Fallout games.
Yeah, I love the Fallout games, bro. I wish I had So the first real Fallout I played was Fallout 3, right?
Yeah, for me too.
But it was
Back
when it
10 years
first
ago.
released. When it first released back in the day. Uh, so like back in the day, there really were like no games with like DLC and shit. But they started coming out, and Fallout was like one of the first ones to have DLC, and like they were expensive, bro. And like my family was poor, so all I had was the base game, and I would really like to go back and play that with the DLC.
I bought this Game of the Year edition. There were DLCs included. But I remember I had problem to make it run on the computer that I was using back in the days. It was still some office computer from my mother, which I upgraded with some graphics card as a kid. And yeah, it was not as capable. I had low FPS. The game always crashed because, like, with this, do you remember Windows Live bullshittery?
Oh
Where you
yeah,
always had to be online, and you know this. I remember that I had this Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition, Windows Live service bullshit, and yeah, there was so many problems the game did. I only got it to run like years later on a way more modern gaming laptop. Like, yeah, many years later. I think that was around 10 years ago when I tried to play it through on a proper computer and didn't have problems. 'Cause, yeah, I didn't play it long as a kid because it was not enjoyable on that PC.
yeah. I remember when they released the Fallout 3 DLC, and each DLC was just as much as the game.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I paid like I think it was like $50 for the game, and then each DLC was like $50.
That was ridiculous from Bethesda.
Yeah, so like I said, my family was poor. So like trying to explain that to my mom that I need that for this game to experience the game, just went in one ear and out the other because she was like, "Hell no, you want me to pay as much for a game for an addition to a game?" She's like, "We're not doing that. You can pick out a new game, but we're not doing that."
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also weren't rich. Like, we were not poor, but it was hard to. Yeah, I had problems explaining this kind of shit to my mother as well. Like, if I wanted this stuff, I had to self.
You had to what?
I had to work myself if I
Oh,
wanted money for stuff like that. Because she
yeah,
also had
same.
problems. Like, she never would want to support anything with violence. If this is like video games about violence and stuff, where you like kill others and shit, like she's very Christian and didn't like violence in video games when I was younger. They were like very against that. But of course, I would like play these games at friends' home, and later on, I also like started stealing these DVDs in the store. I just stole the games, which I were too young for, or yeah, which I couldn't have.
I recorded that. We got them, boys. Move in, move in.
I was gonna say I recorded that.
I mean, you cannot charge me for that anymore. Also, I was like below the age of 14. So yeah, it would have under that age we have like child law stuff. Like children get away with this shit below the age of 14 here in Germany.
What?
Yeah, below the age of 14, you get away with everything.
Well, don't worry. I'm not with the German government. I'm actually with Interpol. What you did was,
Yeah, I
it was
don't.
beyond
Don't think.
federal.
I don't think Interpol is interested if I, like the store where I stole this shit already is bankrupt.
Oh shit. So what you're saying is, from you stealing from them, caused them to go bankrupt.
Yeah. I was making jokes about that myself. That would be funny, but I don't think so. They were like a huge franchise chain, and I watched documentaries about them going bankrupt. Like they just messed up. The management messed up.
Yeah, they did. They were letting kids steal video games from them.
But they also caught me one day. And I remember like one day, man, this was like the coolest move ever. And it was by accident. I remember that too. I think that was like how it all started, even like around that. Like one of the first things I had the balls to steal was chewing gum, bubble gum. And wait, was it airwaves? Yeah, these small airwave packs of where you got 10 pieces in. And I grabbed one of those and I stretched my arms, or like I stretched like when you're yawning, or like you would just stretch, and it fell into like how's this called, the piece of my pullover, the piece of my hoodie around my arm. It fell like in that piece of cloth, and it slided down through my hoodie and landed in one of my back pockets of my jeans. And then I decided, no, I'm not gonna put that back now. Even if that was by accident, I didn't mean to like drop it into my clothing and then make it slide back in this trouser. I think I didn't plan to steal it at all, but then I enjoyed that silly move and just went out with it, and that kind of like broke this, I don't know, my consciousness regarding that stuff, and I started like stealing bigger and bigger stuff. But I stopped somewhere around video games and DVDs and clothes. Like I never stole like super expensive stuff, like only articles around 40-50 euros max value. And I stopped doing all that shit together when I was around 15 years old or 16. Yeah, I think around the age of 16 I stopped doing that shit. I completely changed. It even got so far that I stopped other thieves one day. That was so ridiculous.
You
I was
hypocrite.
going.
You hypocrite. You're like, I can steal stuff, but you can't steal stuff.
Yeah. What an asshole, right? Man, that was such a hilarious story. Let me tell you that one. Give me a moment. I have to drink something.
Shit.
Yeah, I had to go to that working shift at this store there in the hospital, and while I was walking there and having a cigarette, like I was walking over the marketplace in the center of our smaller town, and there was this store where like one of the people working there, like she ran out of the store and said something like "Stop the thief" or something, and one young I don't know, some immigrant around 16 years old. Same age I was back then when I did shit like that. He had like a bag of goods and I think yeah, he had the stuff in his sports bag, a smaller sports bag that you would bring to school. And he stole like odors, like eau de parfum and eau de toilettes and stuff like this. And he was running away, and she shouted like, "Stop that thief!" And everyone was turning their heads around, but no one would like do anything. So I dropped the cigarette and ran after that young guy. Like, man, I wasn't even awake for long. I didn't have breakfast. I smoked a cigarette, dropped it, and I somehow caught up to the 16-year-old guy. Like he would even do like dangerous maneuvers. Like he crossed the road where there was cars driving at 50 kilometers per hour. He ran in
Damn.
front of the cars over across the road, and I followed across the road through traffic. And then at one point, before I just caught up to him, he would throw the bag in an alley and continued running. And I stopped there and brought back this bag to the store. I brought back the goods. I basically just stopped the thief like this mini game in GTA. Like when someone runs out the store and you stop the thief, kill him, and take back the bag. But I didn't kill him. It was so weird. There were all these young Turkish people, some young Arabic people. They would like all like act like they were my friends or whatever. Like if they would have helped me catch the thief or bring back the goods. So they were all around me when I gave them back the stolen goods. So they kind of like have an advantage from that in certain degree. And she like gifted me some of these test vials of like eau de parfums from some brands, and they got stuff as well because they really made it look like they contributed to bringing the stolen stuff back because they were so around me. So they got stuff as well, even though they didn't do anything. So weird.
Damn.
Like one of those guys even wanted to like take this bag out of my hand and give it over to the person of that store himself. So he would like get something for it. So weird. Like very opportunistic fellas hanging around the store there. Yeah, that was a weird day. And I came back super late, and my lungs hurt like until the next day. It was like this sprint after this 16-year-old guy, just after I was smoking, that hurt my lungs so much. Like breathing was hurtful during the rest of the day because of this sprint. Yeah, there I realized that I'm not 16 anymore. I think I was like 26, 25 years old there. Not as old, but yeah. It's when you don't do cardio, when you replace cardio by smoking, stuff like that happens. Yeah, right. And in the evening, I was telling this story to some friends, and they were disappointed by me and said, like, how can you be such a to stop that thief? No one paid me respect for that achievement.
Mm-hmm.
So I said for myself, I'm just kidding now. I said for myself, that's enough of doing good, doing the right thing. Like if no one thanks you for that, people just complain about you, then yeah, fuck it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. No one believed me this change of becoming a good citizen, I think. Or they were just disappointed. But I never wanted to be a criminal in first place. That came, I don't know, not having much money as a teenager, and it also was this kind of adrenaline thing more to buy to steal bubble gums and shit. It was more to like get respect or be a cool guy in peer group than really gaining a real financial advantage from that shit. Yeah. And everyone in the class knew that I was that shit back when I was in ninth grade. One guy even wanted to take lessons from me how to steal stuff without getting caught in the supermarket because he wanted to steal some Blu-ray DVDs to give to his mother on Christmas.
Damn.
And he actually went to the store with me, and I showed him like how I would recommend to do it, and I recommended to him like that you take the disc, stand in this alley because there's no camera towards you, and when there's no one passing or watching you, you just put the DVDs like in the front of your jeans, like where like American fellas put their guns if they're not scared of shooting their balls off. Like just to put it in the front of your trouser, to have it stick in there, and then put your jacket over it. And he didn't like do what I said, so he just took the Blu-rays and put them directly in his jacket. And when we were like about to leave the store, the Blu-rays just fell out of his jacket on the floor. And even some people saw it, but no one realized what was really happening. Picked up the DVDs, and then he just left the store. And somehow no one realized it and stopped him. He was super lucky. Yeah. Why do you take lessons from a professional thief when you then don't listen to him and fuck it up? He could have just done what I told him, and he would not have dropped them. But now he puts it in his jacket, and of course it falls out. Yeah, that was when I was 16, 15 years old. This shit. Yeah, I was full of shit. No one speaks anymore. No one likes me anymore, or everything cool?
No one likes you anymore. Huh?
Yeah. I just asked, like, why you're so silent all of a sudden?
Oh,
Are you disappointed?
I was hunting, so I had to be kind of concentrating on getting this ox. It has horns that kill.
Ah. Milk for my coffee. Then like in a few minutes I switch over to them on my phone.
on. My horse is getting kind of antsy. I don't know if there's a predator in the area, but my horse is getting antsy. I don't see no red dots, but you know.
Oh, but I didn't get away without consequences. Like it kind of ended all with me getting caught stealing tobacco when I was 16, and I was carrying the weed of my ex-girlfriend in my pocket because she was wearing clothes without pockets, so I carried that for her, and we were drinking some alcohol, and I opted for being stupid and stealing a pack of tobacco, and they caught me, and because of that they never allowed me to do a driver's license because I had to prove that I'm not consuming weed, which I wasn't able to years later when I wanted to do my license. And I had to pay extra 700, 800, and give them urine samples.
Okay, this'll have to
I
do.
knew that I didn't get out the THC of my urine. I watered the pro by drinking too much. So yeah, they were like kind of